Hello and welcome to the New Indian Express. According to media reports, Indian nurse Nimisha Priya, who has been sentenced to death in Yemen, is set to be executed on July 16th. Nimisha, a native of Palakkad in Kerala, was found guilty of murdering 24-year-old Talal Abdo Mahdi. It has been stated that in July 2017, Nimisha injected Talal with sedatives to retrieve her passport from his custody. After his death, Nimisha decided to conceal his body. With the help of another nurse, Hanan, she chopped the body into pieces before disposing of it in a water tank. According to Yemeni law, foreign medical practitioners need a local partner to open a clinic. This is why Nimisha partnered with Talal to open a clinic. Priya said Mahdi forged documents to claim marriage with her and subjected her to years of physical abuse, financial exploitation, and threats. She alleged that Mahdi confiscated her passport. Nimisha has been pleading for commuting her death sentence on the ground that she was compelled to use force after she had to suffer physical torture by Talal. In 2020, a Yemeni court sentenced her to death, and the Houthis' Supreme Judicial Council upheld the punishment in November 2023. The Save Nimisha Priya International Action Council has been attempting to secure a pardon from her from the death penalty by paying blood money. Now, one of the Action Council members and advocate, Subhash Chandra, joins us to explain what can be done to save Nimisha from the execution. Hello, Mr. Subhash. Welcome to the New Indian Express.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, could you give us a little details about all the efforts that you and your team, that is the Save Nimisha Priya Action Council, have taken to secure her release?
See, actually, the Save Nimisha Priya International Action Council, which is formed in 2020, and I was a part of I became a part of this Save Nimisha Priya International Action Council in 2021. And when the news of Miss Nimisha Priya's capital punishment reported in some Malayalam news channels, some media, some activists from India, the diaspora activists from different countries, and the members of Loga Kerala Sabha, they have formed a organization called Save Nimisha Priya International Action Council to give the access to justice to Miss Nimisha Priya, because in fact we consider her as the victim of war. When she was convicted by the trial court in Yemen, that was the time when the internal conflicts were high in the country of Yemen. So she didn't get a proper legal defense there, and that's why it led to her capital punishment. So she was she was sentenced for death by the trial court, and thereafter we formed the Save Nimisha Priya International Action Council, and with our continuous efforts, the Indian government appointed a lawyer in the second stage for defending her, to filing an appeal before the first appellate court. And she filed the first appeal before the first appellate court, which was dismissed by the appeal court. Then we insisted the government to file a appeal before the Supreme Judicial Council, which was also dismissed. So now the only way is getting the pardon from the victim's family. And the last 2-3 years, we are trying our best to contact with the victim's family and get a pardon from the victim's family to save the life of Miss Nimisha Priya. But unfortunately, considering the current political scenario in the current social political scenario in Yemen, we are unable to travel to Yemen. There is no Indian diasporas or other activists working in there. So that is our major challenge, and that's why we are requesting the government of India to support us, to reach out to the family and have negotiations with the victim's family. So many times, many newses are coming. In the recently, one news was floated yesterday, which is saying that the Nimsha's execution date is fixed as 16th of July.
Okay, Mr. Subhash, coming to that, have you received any confirmation about the execution of Nimisha Priya?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to point out that, because similar news were broke out, reported in the month of December 2024. Like the Yemeni president has given the assent for the Nimsha Priya's death sentence, which was later denied by the Yemen embassy in India. So at that time, the media, national and local media, were widely reported regarding this issue. And after 2 days, the Yemen embassy New Delhi, they denied that, and then thereafter in February, March also some news came in the media regarding her execution. So yesterday again, some media reports are showing, means it's pointing out like the date is fixed and it's showing us 16th of July. And immediately we contacted the Indian embassy in Riyadh, which is handling the country of Yemen from Riyadh. And Indian embassy did not give any kind of confirmation, as they have not received any confirmation from the Yemeni, the counterpart. And thereafter we contacted the Ministry of External Affairs in Delhi, which is handling the embassy, the Indian mission in Riyadh. So they also said they have not received any confirmation yet. So officially, no, we have not received any confirmation from the either from the Indian embassy or from the Ministry of External Affairs or from the Yemen government. These news reports are there, and we are means little bit means like nervous about these reports. But anyway, we are trying our best. Means we have some kind of, we have built a pipeline, a channel with the Yemeni administration. So we are trying our level best through this channel, and we hope we can succeed in our this mission.
Okay, now what do you feel are the steps the government can take right now? Are they completely out of the picture or can something still be done for Dimisha?
See, in this case, in Nimisha Priya's case, if an agency, if a stakeholder who can do something, that is Indian government only. Because as I mentioned, the political, socio-political scenario in Yemen, the Indian government has banned the travel. There is a travel ban exists from India to Yemen since 2016, and there is no Indian diasporas working there, no Indian activists are working there. So means if this would have been in any other country, any other Middle East country like Dubai, UAE, Saudi Arabia, there are many people. We have an example from Kerala, one Mr. Rahim, who is sentenced to death in Saudi Arabia. Recently, Indian society or the Kerala society has raised a fund more than 32 crores to save his life. So there are agencies, there are diasporas, there are activists who are helping the other victims in other countries. But unfortunately, in Yemen, there is no Indian diaspora and there is no other agencies. Even Indian mission is operating from Riyadh. There is no direct Indian mission working in there, Yemen. So this is the political situation in there. So the Indian government can have negotiations with the countries which are having very good relation with Yemen, like Iran, Oman, and they can request these countries to intervene to this issue. I think means already Indian government has requested Iran when the Iranian delegation visited India. So the major player who can play a role in this issue, that is Indian government, and we hope the Indian government will do the best.
Okay, Mr. Subhash, as you said, government is a major stakeholder in this scenario. But why do you feel that till now none of the negotiations took off? Why do you feel that the government has failed in bringing Nimisha back to our country?
See, the negotiation has not taken place yet. That is the problem. The family has not come to the negotiation table yet. So we could not. The Save Nimisha Priya International Council, we tried our best to bring them to the negotiation table. But unfortunately, we could not reach out to the family directly until now. So the only agency who can bring them to the negotiation table is Indian government. And unfortunately, the approaches, because I don't want to blame the Indian government, but unfortunately, the officers who are dealing the Indian missions in abroad, they should be more sensitized, because we have seen some examples recently. In the recent past, one Indian migrant from UP, she has been executed in Dubai, in UAE, and after her execution, only the Indian mission and the Indian government came to know about that issue. And then they offered the family to brought her dead body to India. So what is the faida? There is means bringing back to the dead body is something different from saving the life of an Indian citizen. So our missions, our officers should more sensitize. They should more intervene to these issues and especially where the Indian migrants, where the Indian citizens are sentenced to death or in jail. So this is a matter of concern, and we should work more on this for the welfare of the Indian migrants who are not getting access to justice in different foreign countries.
Okay, now for my final question, do you feel the political scenario that is happening in Yemen right now, does it have a part to play in Nimisha's current predicament?
Exactly. That's why we are highlighting her as a victim of the war. Because when she was arrested, she was in fact she was a victim of war and victim of means like many other foreign countries, other these Middle East countries. Her sponsor was torturing her, and she wanted to save her life. She wanted to run away from there, and she was trying to sedate him and get her passport and run away. Unfortunately, by accident, he died, and thereafter she didn't get a proper legal defense. And the legal system that time existing in Yemen was not giving her proper support to defend her case. So in the trial court, before the trial court, she didn't get a proper legal defense, and that led to her capital punishment. So the political situation in Yemen, only the political situation existed in that time in Yemen, that was led to this capital punishment. And in fact she didn't get a proper legal defense, so we call her a victim of war, and she should get a access to justice, at least by getting pardon from the victim's family.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Subhash, for sitting down with us and talking to us about this subject at length. Let's hope a miracle happens and Nimisha returns to this country safely. Thank you, Mr. Subhash.
Thank you.